Hello everybody, it's Kelly. Welcome to my home studio. I'm going to show you a few really nice sequences for sciatic and relaxation and a little heart opener. So I hope you enjoy this sequence. It's all on the floor. So I've had requests from people to do a sequence that's all on the floor. So that's what I'm doing. I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to start out lying on our backs. We're going to go into a heart opener. I'm going to use a bolster, but I just wanted to show you that if you don't have a bolster, which a lot of people don't, you can use a towel or a blanket and just roll it up like so. And you can make it as big or as small as you want it. So to get into the position, you face the front of your short end of your mat. Bring your bolster about one hand distance between your sacrum or your lower back and the bolster. I like to add the added height of a block under it, but it's not essential. And then what you do is you just lie down so that the bolster is along your spine, and you can almost feel your shoulder blades wrap around the bolster. You can bring your feet out long. I like to bring the soles of my feet together for the added opening in the hips. A couple of ways you can relieve the tension in the hips. One is to just stack your fists underneath the hips and just allow that to open, or you can place pillows or blankets underneath the hips. Then bring your hands and just open them up to the sides. You'll feel a nice opening. And then just bring your attention to your breath, noticing how the lungs fill up with air. As you exhale, notice the opening of the heart. And just follow your breath through your nose. Scan through your body, notice any areas where you're holding tension. Soften your face. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Allow your jaw to soften and your tongue to relax on your palate. As you breathe in and out through your nose. Feel the rise and fall of the belly, moving with the breath. And if your knees are starting to be too heavy and adding too much tension into the hips, you can always bring the knees together and widen the feet. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Notice if there's anywhere in your body that's still trying to do something. And give yourself permission to completely and totally let go and relax. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your arms up over your chest, cross them over, and grab opposite shoulder blades. Just feeling an extra little stretch. And take a few breaths like this. As you inhale, open up the arms. And then really, really gently roll over onto your right side into a fetal position. So we just took a really big load off of our chests. And we're going to do the opposite now and take a load off of the shoulders. So pushing yourself up, come into a tabletop position, and we're going to come into a wide-kneed child's pose. So you're going to bring your toes together. The bolster or your blanket can be about halfway down the thigh, and you can build it up as high as you want it. So you can put 4 or 5 pillows there because you really want to just be able to relax your chest and take that pressure off of the shoulders. So coming forward and resting your chest, you can turn your head to one side, just about halfway through. Just switch over to the other cheek. Arms can come out as far or as close as you want. Just get nice and comfortable, really allowing the chest to settle down. Deep breaths in through the nose, deep breaths out through the nose. As you inhale, you'll feel your chest expand against the bolster. And as you exhale, you'll feel your chest melt closer to the bolster. Noticing anywhere in your body where you're holding tension. Use your breath to soften there. Something helpful also is, if you're not comfortable there, is to place a blanket behind the heels. You can maybe switch the direction of your cheek so you can place the opposite cheek. We're just going to stay there as we breathe in and out through the nose. The idea is to completely relax and do nothing, but if you're uncomfortable, that's not the goal. So feel free to shift and move if you need to. Just take 5 or so more deep breaths. And then slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Really gently push yourself up. You can move your props out of the way and come into a tabletop position where we're going to cycle through a few rounds of cat-cow. So bringing your wrists underneath your shoulders, push the tops of your feet into the floor, hug the belly in and up. As you push into your hands, you'll feel your shoulder blades stabilize. Back of the head is parallel to the ceiling. As you inhale, really slowly start to lift your tailbone, lower your belly, bring your shoulders back and gaze up. As you exhale, tuck your tail, push into your hands, tuck your chin, big stretch, cat stretch. Inhale, open up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. And one more time. And then come back to the center. Turn your fingertips in towards your knees. Stretch out the wrists, turn them back. And then just do opposite hands, really slowly, moving with your breath. The next time your fingertips are pointing toward your knees, start to move in some circles around the wrists. Switch directions. And turn your fingertips forward, sit back to your heels, shake out the hands. Maybe do some rotations with the wrists. Whatever feels good. And come forward. Tuck your toes. Try and get the pad of each toe onto the mat. Shift your shoulders forward as you inhale. As you exhale, push into your hands, pushing your sitting bones towards your heels. Take 3 or 4 more deep breaths. The more you're able to relax the feet, the better stretch you're going to get, and the less tension you'll have in the feet. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, come back to the center. Really, really slowly just release the tops of the feet to the mat. Feel what's going on in your feet. And just tap out the tops of the feet. Take a deep breath in and exhale. We're going to come to a seat. Cross the feet. Hands can come to the knees. We're going to stretch out the throat. So take your right hand, place it underneath your left shoulder blade. Sorry, not your shoulder blade, your clavicle or your collarbone. Push in, tug down. You'll feel a little stretch there already. And then take your chin and lift it up diagonally towards the right. Take a few deep breaths there. Deep breath in. Exhale back to the center, release your hand. Bring your left hand underneath your right collarbone, push in, tug down. And then lift your chin diagonally over to the left. Feel the stretch in the throat. Opening up the throat chakra. Signifying your voice, your right to be heard. And coming back to the center. Take a deep breath in, bring your chest forward. Exhale. Do a big rotation with your torso, curling the back. Inhaling, open up, shoulders back. Exhale, curl the tailbone, roll the spine. Do a couple more. And then come back to the center, switch directions. back to the center. Release the feet, stretch them out, shake them out a little bit. Maybe roll the feet from side to side. Take the left foot, bring it to the inside of the right thigh. Lift and place your sitting bones straight. Right hand comes behind you on the mat. Take a deep breath in, reach up with the left hand, exhale, fold forward. Doesn't matter how far you go, just keep your spine nice and tall, as if you want to reach your chin to your big toe. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, cross your right hand over, keep the elbows lifted, and deepen the stretch. Imagine that you want to plug your right leg bone back into the hip, so you're pulling backwards slightly with the right hip and forward with the left. Just going to turn around so you can see the next one. As you inhale, release. Make a full circle with the left hand plants underneath the left shoulder. You can roll onto the left hip and simply reach with your right hand. If you're good here and you want to go further, lift the hip, reach with the right fingertips. You can push into the outside edge of the right foot. Feel the ribs, feel the muscles in between your ribs. Send your breath there and lengthen on the exhale. As you exhale the next time, release the hip down, release the left foot, and do rotations with the left wrist. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh, left hand beside you on the mat. Take a deep breath in, reach up, exhale, reach to the outside of the left leg, calf, foot, wherever you comfortably land with a tall spine. Take a few deep breaths. You'll feel your torso gently lifting as you inhale and going a little further on the exhales. Cross the left hand over the right. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Again, just pulling that left leg bone into the left hip and forward with the right hip. Take a deep breath in. On the next exhale, you're going to make a full circle with the right hand underneath the right shoulder. You can roll onto the outside of the right hip and reach over the left ear with your left hand. Then lift the hips and reach with your fingertips. Press into the outside edge of the left foot. Feel the stretch. Take a few more deep breaths here. And then lower the hips. Release the right foot, full circle with the right hand, do rotations with the wrists. Interlace the fingers together. You can cross the feet if you want. Push your palms up towards the ceiling. Line up the arms with the ears. Try to keep the arms as straight as possible. Then flip the palms so the palms are facing the head and push upwards with the tops of the hands. You can squeeze the fingers together and pull outwards. Deep breath in and exhale. Release the fingers. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes to the left knee, left hand comes behind you on the mat, gaze over the left shoulder. As you inhale, you're lifting up through the rib cage and the top of the head. As you exhale, twist a little further. Inhale through the center. Exhale, twist to your right, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you on the mat, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to deepen. And we're gonna start to move one breath, one movement. So inhale, reaching up through the center, exhaling to the left. Inhaling through the center, exhaling to the right. Inhale center, exhale left. Inhale center, exhale right. One more on each side. Inhale through the center, exhale to the left. Inhale to the center, exhale to the right. Inhale to the center, stretch the fingers, and come all the way down, hands down by the sides. We're gonna release the feet, bring the soles of the feet together. Make a little hammock with your hands, hammock your feet, sit nice and tall. So you're rooting in through the sitting bones, trying to keep equal weight between the sitting bones, and just butterfly the knees. So making the movements as small or as big as you need. Working with your body. And then rock from left to right, massaging out the sitting bones. And come back to the center. Take a deep breath in, lift up through the heart. As you exhale, reach your heart forward. So you want to keep the spine tall, from the tailbone to the top of the head. No curving. You'll get the chance to curl. Keep breathing. Inhale through the center. Exhale, bend the elbows. Tuck your chin, curl your spine as if you want to reach your forehead to your toes. So you're sending your breath in between each vertebrae. As you inhale, you're filling the space between each vertebrae with your breath. As you exhale, you're lengthening the space. And inhaling back to the center, release the feet, and shake it out a little bit. So we're gonna do two more. One is a restorative bridge and the other is the sciatic sequence. So we'll start. If you have a block, my dog's chewed mine, but I have this block. If you don't have one, you can use a big textbook or anything big. You could even use a pillow or a bolster. Just something to give height under your lower back. So you want to come down onto your back. Just take a moment to feel the bottom of the feet. Feel the connection between the bottom of the feet and the mat. Bring your sitting bones in nice, your heels nice and close into your sitting bones. You can push into your feet, lift your hips. You're gonna slide the block or whatever you're using right under your sacrum or the flat triangular bone at the base of your spine. And you want your tailbone to be off the edge of the block. So you want to be nice and comfortable and you want to feel that little gentle traction to your lowest vertebrae. So just, arms can go wherever, there's no rule. You can place them on your belly and just feel the breath, moving your hands. You can have them down by the sides, or you could even open them up to the sides or bring them into a cactus. Feel the back of the head. As you inhale, feel your breath. Feel the breath as it goes right to where your lower back connects with the block. Feel it expand against the block. And then as you exhale, feel the gentle traction that it creates by stretching out the lowest vertebrae. Follow your breath. Relax your body. Now, if this feels good and you just want to stay here, you can feel free to just stay here. I really like to lift my feet and float them up towards the ceiling. It looks like it's difficult, but once your feet get up there, they actually just kind of float. And it's really, really good for circulation, restless legs. It's really good for headaches. And it's also just really good to get your hips up over your heart level. Once you're comfortable here, you can start to explore some movement with the feet, just rolling on the lower back, noticing the sensations. Feels really nice. This is like one of the best things you can do for lower back pain. You can make some circles. Switch the direction. Draw some figure eights. Come back to the center. Maybe write your name on the ceiling if you want. And then come back to the center. I like to bend my knees and just rest my heels towards the backs of my thighs. In this position, your ankles are suspended and you're able to fully relax and let go the ankles. So I just like to bounce my feet here. Really just loosens up the ankles because we do get really stiff ankles. And then come back to the center and just start to explore the movement again. So from side to side, you'll see that it's a different little massage to the lower back, different sensations. And then draw some circles with your knees. Change the direction. Figure eights. Change the direction. And then write your name with your knees. And come back to the center. And then draw your name. Write your name with your knees. And back to the center. Then really, really slowly start to lower the feet. I like to hover my feet about an inch off the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the feet down. Release the arms. We're going to push into the feet, lift the hips. Move your prop out of the way, whatever you're using. And then really, really slowly just lower your spine one vertebrae at a time onto the mat. We can windshield washer the feet, giving a massage to the lower back. Then hug in the knees. Give yourself a nice squeeze, so knees right into the rib cage. Rock from left to right. Massaging out the lower back. I like to take my hands to my knees and just point my knees towards the ceiling. As I roll from side to side, I'm getting the lowest part of my low back. And then we'll just do a few circles with the knees to prep for the sciatic and the hip work that we're going to do. So pull your knees in towards your ribs, open up to the outsides, draw some nice big circles. almost like you're drawing hearts. And switch the direction. And then come back to the center. Bring your feet nice and wide. So line up the outsides of your feet to the edges of your mat. We're going to just do a little twist and then we're going to go right into the sequence. So you can open up your arms to the sides and just rest your knees down over to the right. This might be enough. You might have a lot of sensation here. If you don't, you can always take your right foot to the outside of your left knee, just giving that extra little pull. You can always turn your head to look over your left fingertips, or you can stay to the center. And take 2 or 3 more breaths. So just internally rotating the left hip and leg bone. If you brought your right foot to the outside of your left knee, release it and just come back to the center, keeping the knees and the feet wide and just resting the knees down over to the left. Same thing, if you don't have enough sensation here, you can always take your left foot to the outside of your right knee. We'll stay for 5 breaths. Gaze can go over towards the right, or it can stay in the center. If you brought your left foot to the outside of your right knee, release it. Bring the knees back to the center, hug them in. And rock from left to right, massaging out the lower back. And lower the feet. Okay, so for this one, you need a strap. But if you don't have a strap, it's okay. You can use a man's necktie. If you need a little bit more length, you can tie 2 together. A belt works as well. I'm going to use the strap, but just so you know, you can use the tie if you don't have a strap. So what you want to do is you want to take the strap or tie, lift your right foot, bring the strap around the arch of the right foot, and bring your hands right to the ends of the strap. You can wrap them once. Now you want the whole top of the arm from the elbow to the shoulder resting to the floor. So you want the leg can be straight or bent. Not everyone can straighten out their leg, and that's fine. But we'll just start by activating the muscles in the legs. This sequence is excellent for sciatic pain, restless leg syndrome, hip pain, and stretching out the hamstrings. So you want to activate the leg by flexing the foot. So you're pushing the right heel towards the ceiling and you're pulling the right toes back towards your forehead. And you're starting to feel the right leg bone as it sinks to the back of the right hip joint. Once you feel good and steady here, keep the right foot flexed, lift the left foot, flex the left foot, and you're going to push the left heel out towards the front or towards the front of the mat. Keep the foot flexed, so you're pushing the left heel forward, left toes back, and lower the left foot to the floor. You're going to keep your feet flexed through the whole sequence, and don't worry, I'll keep reminding you. So right heel to the ceiling, right toes to the forehead, left heel forward, left toes back. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to bring the right hand. Mine is about halfway, and wrap the strap. So you want to have enough of a grip that you're not making a fist and holding it tightly, but just enough to put a little bit of pull into the foot. Right heel to the ceiling, right toes to the forehead. Your left hand can come to your left hip. Your left heel's forward, left toes back. Using the strength of your legs, start to open up to the right hand side of the torso. So you want to keep your left butt cheek, your left shoulder, and your left elbow to the floor. You're pushing the right heel towards the right wall, and the right toes are pulled back towards the temple. Left heel forward, left toes back. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now using the strength of your right leg, bring it back to the center. Keep the feet flexed. Left hand replaces the right. Right hand opens up with the palm to the ceiling. Right heel to the ceiling, right toes to the forehead, left heel forward, left toes back. We're gonna cross the right leg over the torso. You don't have to go very far. You're gonna start to feel it, especially if you have sciatic issues. You're not trying to go too far. You want your right butt cheek and your left butt cheek to stay on the floor. So if it's lifting, back off a little bit. If you need more sensation, go a little further. The right heel's pointing towards the left wall. Left toes are pointing towards the left temple. Left foot's flexed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The right leg comes back to the center. Right hand joins the left. Keep the feet flexed. Bend the elbows to the outside so you're pulling your thigh and leg towards your torso. Flex the feet. Lift your forehead towards your toes. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg pulled in towards your torso, but release your head down to the floor. We're going to hold here for 5 seconds. We're going to keep both feet flexed. And when the 5 seconds is done, you can release the strap, but you're going to keep your right leg pulling in towards your torso using the strength of your leg. Both feet stay flexed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your feet flexed. Release the strap. Open up the arms to the sides. Close your eyes. You're pulling your right leg in towards your torso. Both feet stay flexed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your feet flexed. Keep your eyes closed. As slowly as you can, you're going to start to lower your right leg towards the floor. Keep your feet flexed. It's going to feel like the floor is never there. It's going to feel like it's far. But once your right foot reaches the floor, relax every muscle in your body. Feel the difference between the right leg and the left. And just enjoy the energy rushing around in the legs. One leg might feel longer than the other. More relaxed to the floor. Don't worry, we're going to do the other leg. Just take 5 breaths here to rest. The rest feels really good after keeping the feet flexed for so long. Bend the knees, bring the heels in towards the sitting bones. And again, just start to feel that connection between the bottoms of the feet and the floor. Notice how relieving it feels. Your whole back is on the mat. The back of your head is relaxed. Get your strap. Lift your left foot, bring the strap around the arch of your left foot, bring your hands to the ends of the strap, wrap them once. You want the whole elbow to the shoulder resting to the floor. Start to feel the traction, or not the traction, but the pulling of the left leg bone to the back of the left hip joint. Start by flexing the left foot. So you're pushing the left heel towards the ceiling. You're pulling your left toes back towards your forehead. Lift your right foot, flex your right foot, push your right heel to the front of the mat and lower your right leg. So your right foot's flexed, your legs are in an L shape. It may look like a thunderbolt because if you have tight hamstrings, that's fine too. Go to your level of comfort or just outside your comfort zone. We are not here to cause issues in the tissues. So if you're in pain, back it off. Flex the left foot, flex the right foot. Feel the left leg bone to the back of the left hip joint. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the left hand halfway up the strap, wrap it. Again, don't grip the strap super tight, just enough so that you're able to hold the strap. Right hand comes to the right hip. That'll help to keep the shoulder and the elbow on the floor. Both feet are flexed. Start to open up your left leg to the left hand side of your torso. Push your left heel towards the left wall, left toes towards the temple, right heel forward, right toes back. Holding here, using the strength of your leg. You're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg comes back to the center. Switch up the hands. Right hand replaces the left. Left hand can open up to the left, palm to the ceiling. And start to bring your left leg across your torso. Right heel is pushing towards the right wall. Left toes are pulling back towards the right temple. Right heel forward, right toes back. Both feet are flexed, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to the center. Left hand joins the right, elbows to the outsides, pulling the left leg in towards the torso. Both feet are flexed. Lift the forehead towards the toes. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the head. You're going to keep pulling your left leg in towards your torso. Keep the feet flexed. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your strap, but keep your left leg pulling in towards your torso. Keep both feet flexed. Open up the arms to the sides, palms to the ceiling. Eyes are closed. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And keeping the feet flexed, moving the left leg towards the floor as slowly as you can. When your left leg reaches the floor, relax every muscle in your body. We're going straight to Shavasana here. Noticing your body, noticing how it feels, and allowing this time to do absolutely nothing. Bring your awareness into your body and into the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Gently invite in some wiggles. Gradually allowing the movement to move into the wrist and ankles, both directions. Zip the feet together, interlace the fingers, push your palms towards the back, point the toes, tuck your chin, lengthen the back of your neck, big stretch. Deep breath in, and exhale, release. Gently roll onto your right side into a fetal position. And take a moment here to reflect on the practice we just did, to notice the difference in your body, and to cultivate some feelings of self-kindness and self-compassion. When you're ready, push yourself up to a seat. Cross your feet. Sit nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Bring your hands to your heart center. Tuck your chin to your chest, so humble your chin. And allow your thinking mind to pour into your loving heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.